Hey, everybody, welcome back. Excuse me, it's week 2 of ENC 1101, and this is the week that you're going to be working mostly on grammatical exercises using the inquisitive system. So I want to kick off, as usual, with just kind of orienting ourselves as far as where we are and what we're doing, and also to mention some things about the Lssc Handbook and Norton Inquisitive, which are part of your fees for the course. So you should not have to do anything or purchase anything. So let me share my screen and we're going to start with the syllabus. I've already got it open in another tab. So just to kind of remind you as we scroll down, we're working on grammatical things here at the beginning. Now, of course, we're going to continue to work on grammar because as you write things and turn them in, you're going to get feedback on that. So even though you're going to finish the inquisitive exercises as quickly as you can, um, don't be afraid to go back to inquisitive or back to the handbook and learn new things about grammar as you get feedback on papers and find out that, oh, this is a grammatical issue that you often have and that sort of thing. So this week you're going to try to finish all of inquisitive. Now, it can be time consuming. So if you need next week as well, I'm not going to count it against you. So it says finish inquisitive exercises on the syllabus, but please keep in mind that if you go into next week, nothing bad is going to happen to you. I promise. And then next week, and I'll come back again next Monday and give you another walkthrough for those assignments that are after inquisitive that are grammar related. So there's not really much to go over this week other than make sure you get into inquisitive and get started with it. So let me show you in the course, and I may have to get out of the student view. We'll see. So the first page in week 1 and 2 is the inquisitive directions. And so this has directions about how to manage it. This is not true. I think I want to actually just delete that because it's not true for me. This page was originally created by another instructor. And so I'm going to get rid of that. All right. So let me go and save that. Always use the link in Canvas to access your inquisitive because you need that for the grades to come into the grade book. You are going to get 100% as long as you finish inquisitive. So I may have to manually adjust that grade, but it's absolutely fine. Just keep working on things throughout the term until you reach 100%, even if it takes you past week 1 and week 2 and week 3. Like I don't care. I want you to get the benefit of inquisitive, not just get a score. Okay. So the way that inquisitive works, it is based on how you're doing. So if you go into a particular topic and you do really well in it, you're going to finish it to 100% very quickly. But if it's something that you struggle with, it's going to take you longer. And I want you to get the benefit of doing it, not just to rush through and try to finish. So keep that in mind. You receive a subscription to Inquisitive when you buy your copy of The Little Seagull. And I believe that we have a new system for Inquisitive that you have already paid for with the fees. So that may not be 100% updated either. Again, this section is not something that I wrote. I apologize. But when we go into the grammar exercises, you will need to load Inquisitive in a new window. Okay, and it's in as me. So I did sign me in, but I'm in as an instructor. So we're going to try this activity as a student to see what it looks like for you. I would make sure that you do the inquisitive quick start video, but let me show you what it looks like when you start answering questions. So there's a little video that you watch for 2 minutes and 48 seconds. So let's go ahead and do that.
You probably know that a thesis is a statement that identifies the topic and main point of an essay. Simple enough, right? Well, yes, but thesis statements look different and do different things depending on your rhetorical situation. Let's look at 3 examples based on the work of one student, Aiko. For her writing class, Aiko is researching tone indicators, the tags that some people use in online conversations to clarify the intended tone or stance of their words. For example, you might add a tone indicator to show that you're joking, half joking, or serious. Of a report, perhaps to explain to her readers what tone indicators are and how they came about. If so, Aiko might create a thesis like this. Tone indicators are relatively new communication tools, but they're part of a long history of attempts to make tone more understandable in written forms of English. This thesis indicates Aiko's topic and gives readers a taste of what kind of information she'll share about it. The thesis here isn't taking a position, it's informational, which is appropriate for a report. But if Aiko were writing in the genre of an argument, her thesis would look different. Maybe something like this. Tone indicators are useful communication tools that can help make online communities more inclusive and welcoming, especially for people with neurological differences, like autism or dyslexia. Notice how this thesis statement stakes out a position that tone indicators are useful and can improve online communication. Aiko knows from her research that not everybody would agree with this statement, so the statement is debatable, which is important when you're writing an argument. If Aiko decides to write in the genre of a textual analysis, she might create a thesis like this. Based on my own Twitter feed, the customs and norms for using tone indicators are still evolving, which suggests that a new literacy practice is developing before our eyes. Notice how this thesis makes an assertion about a specific text, a collection of tweets that Aiko analyzed. The thesis also sums up the conclusions Aiko developed about the text. In each case, Aiko's thesis takes a different stance and presents a different angle on her topic. That's because, like most things with writing, the appropriateness of a thesis always depends on your rhetorical situation.
So there we go. Nice, fairly short video. Imagine, and then we answer the question. Imagine that Aiko decides to write a proposal related to her topic of tone indicators. Which of the following thesis statements would be most appropriate for a proposal? Tone indicators are new and valuable form of communication. Learning to use tone indicators has enhanced my literacy skills considerably. Or interpreting tone correctly has sometimes been difficult for the members of our Facebook group. To solve this problem, we should consider learning about and using tone indicators in our post. Well, a proposal would be trying to solve a problem. So I'm going to click this one and I get it right. So you notice I get a little score over here. I gain some points. There's especially with the inquisitive, it's almost essentially like a gamified situation, so you can earn points. Let's do one more. Which of the following sentences are accurate and when are inaccurate? An effective thesis always forecasts the supporting points. An effective thesis always stakes out a position on a controversial topic. That's for sure not correct or not accurate. My brain lost that word and it's literally right on front. An effective thesis statement always appears at the end of a text introduction. That is inaccurate, but I would argue that you should put it there. As a writing teacher, I'm telling you to put it there. An effective thesis statement can be more than one sentence. I also disagree with that, but it is accurate. An effective thesis statement is always explicitly stated. That is not accurate, but again, in college level writing, it should be. And an effective thesis, I'm going to put that in accurate. Oh no. All right, let's try again. So here's something fun. I don't agree. I don't agree with this, but you notice that it also did give you the ability to go to the page in the handbook and read about it. Let's do one more. The student plans to write an argument on the topic of children and social media. To focus her research and work toward a tentative thesis, she's generated some questions about her topic. Which of the following questions would likely be most useful in helping her to develop an arguable thesis? At what age do most children start using social media? Has the number of children using social media increased in recent years? How do children's versions of popular social media apps compare to the regular versions? And is it okay for children to be social media influencers? That's factual. So, okay, not for an argument. I would say that's okay. So this is fun. I am not doing that well in my thing, but I think this is good because this is exactly kind of how these things work. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I eventually got it. I'm gonna quit while I'm not ahead, but that's what inquisitive looks like. Most of the things that you're going to be doing are grammatical and not necessarily based on thesis statements and stuff like that, although there is some of that in there as well. So you do want to take your time. Part of it is I'm looking at this very quickly and trying not to make this video super long. But that's what inquisitive looks like. Continue until you get the 100%. And if there are some that you just can't get to 100%, that's okay. There's many topics, so enjoy it. If you have any problems with it, let me know. If you need help directly from Norton, remember I put the link to Norton in their help desk in week 1's materials so that you have access to that. All right. And that, my friends, is it for week 2. It's all about inquisitive. So have fun. Hopefully you fare better than me, but you also notice that if you miss something, it gives you a link so that you can review that concept. So take care, everybody. I will see you next week if I do not talk to you in the meantime. Have a good one.